Jack is one of the most famous and loved villains in video game history. He is the main enemy of Borderlands 2 and a supporting character in the pre-sequel, and a little bit of Tails. He talks constantly, makes terrible jokes, and believes with all his heart that he is the hero of the story. Even though he does incredibly evil things, he is so charming that many players, including myself, cannot help but love him. When the creators of Gearbox Software first made Jack, they wanted him to be interesting. According to Wikipedia, which is debatable in its sources, the writer Anthony Birch based Jack's personality on a late-night TV interview with the actor Nathan Fillion. In that interview, the actor was very charming and funny, but also a little bit arrogant. The creators took that confident attitude and turned it into a deadly villain. Many fans on the Borderlands Reddit page also compare his style and design to movie villains. People often point out that he acts a lot like Zorg, the greedy and weird corporate bad guy from the movie The Fifth Element, and also compare him to Pavi Largo from the movie Repo. Repo, the genetic opera, because both characters wear fake faces. Jack's design in the game is very striking, where he wears an expensive suit and has two different coloured eyes. But his most famous feature is his face. Jack actually wears a mask that looks exactly like a handsome human face, and it is pinned to his head with metal clips. He wears this fake face to hide a terrible scar underneath. Before he was the ruler of a planet, Jack was just a normal worker. The wiki explains his deep and sad backstory. His real name was John, and he was a simple computer programmer for a giant company called Hyperion. John had a wife and a young daughter named Angel, and in the universe a few women are born with magical powers, and they are called sirens. Angel was a siren who could control machines with her mind, and one day a bandit tried to kidnap her. Angel got scared and used her powers to turn on a machine gun to protect herself, where sadly she accidentally killed her own mother in the process. John was broken by grief, where he blamed his daughter's dangerous powers for the loss of his wife. To control her, he locked her inside a giant machine chair, where he pumped her full of a glowing purple drug called iridium to make her powers stronger. He then used her to hack into computer systems all over Pandora. The game Borderlands the pre-sequel tells the story of how John fully turned into the evil handsome Jack. He wanted to bring peace to the wild and violent planet of Pandora, but he wanted to do it by wiping out anyone who broke the law. He found a giant weapon on a space station called Helios and planned to use it to shoot the planet from space. John hired a group of fighters to help him find a secret alien vault on Pandora's moon. He thought the power inside the vault would help him save the galaxy. However, the heroes from the first game, including Lilith and Roland, saw that John had become a crazy dictator, and they later betrayed him and blew up his giant laser. When John finally opened the alien vault, he found a glowing relic that showed him visions of the future and a giant monster called the Warrior. Before he could take the power, Lilith appeared, and she punched the glowing relic right into John's face. The blast destroyed his left eye and burned a deep glowing scar into his skin. Broken, betrayed, and physically ruined, John put on his now famous plastic mask, and from then on he called himself Handsome Jack. In Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack is the absolute ruler of Pandora. He runs the Hyperion Company and rules from his H-shaped space station in the sky. He treats the planet like his personal playground, killing innocent people just because he thinks it's funny. His main goal is to wake up the giant alien monster known as the Warrior. He wants to use the monster to burn the planet clean and build a perfect shiny city. The player spends the whole game fighting Jack's robot army as well as bandits and psychos and all the staples of Borderlands games. The most emotional part of the story happens when the player finally finds Jack's daughter, Angel. She is tired of being used as a battery by her father, and she begs the player to destroy her life support so Jack cannot use her anymore. When Angel dies, Jack loses his mind completely. He stops telling jokes, he teleports into the room and murders Roland, and kidnaps Lilith to take Angel's place. In the final battle of the game, the player fights Jack and the giant warrior monster, and when the monster is defeated, it is basically a dinosaur, just look at the design of it. I'll get a video of its own at some point. He yells that when the monster is defeated, Jack falls to the ground, and he yells that he was the good guy all along and the players are just dirty bandits. The player then gets to shoot him one last time, finally ending his reign of terror. However, death was not the end for Handsome Jack. The story wraps up in the spin-off game Tales from the Borderlands. which will be starting very soon on the other channel. Before he died, Jack made a digital copy of his brain and his personality. This computer program accidentally gets downloaded into the brain of a new character named Reese. Throughout the game, Jack exists as a glowing blue ghost that only Reese can see and hear. At first, Jack is confused about being dead, but then he tries to help Reese take over the Hyperion Company so Jack can rule again from inside Reese's mind. The final ending of Handsome Jack's story relies on a choice made by the player. After defeating Jack's plans, Reese rips the robotic eye out of his own head. The digital ghost of Jack is trapped inside the small piece of metal, where he begs for his own life, showing fear of finally fading away into nothing. The player can choose to crush the eyepiece or just leave it behind, where either way the program is destroyed. This is the true and final end of Handsome Jack, completely erasing the greatest villain the Borderlands universe could ever know.